that's that, but I want to do this to make sure this is just for the room right here. P-O-E, I can't spell, P-O-E, T-R-I. Why? Because we like you. I, as in how black man does Krispy Kreme and donut jokes,
Come on now.
does pieces. Years ago, I be fan, chubby black boy who don't think anyone will actually listen to him. Meet Negro I've never seen before in slam competitions. Me rough and tough and black, he big and smiled like the kind I would wish my father would have had I ever met him. He approaches me with love in the way I wish my father had if I'd ever met him. Says his name is Poetry with an I, stands up and does jokes about eating sweets when I'm afraid for people to see that I like sweets. I'm still getting ghosted by women before the phrase actually existed because they say, when you lose some weight, holler at me, and I actually would say, okay. Hi, my name is low self-esteem and poor body image. Body dysmorphia does not only exist to people who are skinny. Hi, my name is I feel fatter than I actually look. Hi, my name is I know exactly how fat I am. Hi, I also understand my name is someone should love me exactly how I am. With the fit version, you gotta take the fat version. That's kind of how the package deal goes. But this man, he all smile and laugh and gap tooth and big, tongue too big for his mouth, so he lists every other word, but it still makes him somehow more endearing and enjoyable level. Minus the beard, much younger, he hugs me like we fan. Like we don't know each other, like we in competition, but still hugs me like we got something going. Says we brothers from here on out. We see each other once a year for the next 10, 15 years, and he hugs me every time. Before it became a cool thing to do, like before black men started getting therapy, before started saying therapy is sexy, he made sure to never also just handshake me, but always embrace. Like me, only child, never actually had a brother, now got a brother hug. Like hold me longer to make sure that I had to be uncomfortable by the process. Like most black men, I don't know if you know this, because whites you would also too, it's not an ethnically cleansed type thing, like we hug with one arm around back and one hand between us. We call it a soul hug, but actually what it is saying, I'm only going to give you half the love I have and keep the other hand over my heart to protect it in case you happen to have a weapon. It feels less like a hug and more like a frisk from a homie of yours, but he always came two hands in, grabbed me and embraced me. I could have sworn y'all I weighed more than him, but always feel lighter with his arms around me.
Come on now.
Feel more like myself with his arms around me. Like I quit going to church but still believe in God because he's still walking on 2 feet.
Come on now.
Like I was there at the Poetry Lounge the first time he came back from stroke. As if to say like, you can't do nothing to me. Like forgive the same, but King Kong ain't got ish on me. How his woman is nothing more than gravity in a black woman's body. How MS ain't beat a damn thing about her. How it sits there with the number in hand, waiting for its turn, highly upset that she ain't checked out yet.
Come on.
What she don't know is my mother's name is Phyllis Durrell Godwin, aka she's had MS for the past 30 years as well, aka Crohn's disease, cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, vertigo, you name it, she tries to claim it. Like my mother collects diseases like she's holding on to trading stamps, like one day she gonna flip them and get something else out of it, so she wonders why I smile when I see her. And ain't they the units? Ain't that a Michelle and Barack for the ages?
Yes.
Come on, talk about.
Ain't that the little manifestation of when you go low, we go high, high. I watched him come in and do his first poem post-stroke. Instead of worrying about getting his health together, he wanted to get on stage and share words with others to let them know that he was perfectly fine. And ain't that like a good, godly black man? To give of self, how poetry removed the Y, replaced it with I, not because of self-centeredness or arrogance, but because therefore to read his name, you have to say I inside of poetry. You have to put I inside of poetry, which means you put yourself inside of poetry. So when they say, Ed, can you drive from LA? Do you think there was a blink for the rental car? Do you think there was a hesitation to show up? Do you think it's a coincidence that I'm here with the boogeyman, who I was the first fanboy of when he was the boogeyman Cleveland, Ohio? When he was Mr. Rucker without the nice hats and the paychecks, before all the degrees. When I stood on stage hoping I could just make it out of the first round and he claimed finals, let me know the Ohio, OH, and a dime, my nigga, could be a beautiful thing to say. He helped me represent the land I come from. I'm Midwest boy at heart. He helps me represent the black man I am.
Wow.
So yes, I guess I am the boogeyman of poetry. Because I scared the old evil people away. Ain't it crazy how someone could bring so many folks together to discuss poetry at a golf course? Didn't you find that a bit strange? Like anywhere more than a few of us congregate, there shall he be also. So ain't this just church? Ain't this just our minister of music? Ain't we all just here for a good time? Did not you get filled this evening? Isn't there something holy in spirit about this room? Never mind the 18-year-old girl having a birthday party and all the great smells of marinara sauce. Man, damn, I should have hungry. But about in here, once you fed, ain't that a reason we keep food out of the space to make sure that you be fed? Ain't like a black woman to make sure that she sells you black women in heads with flowers sprouting out? At least that way you choose the black woman and the growth in the plants. Like ain't the black woman always growth in plants? Or we always gotta watch the news and watch them bury us in dirt when they plant us? Maybe there's something bigger happening here. So what did you do? What did you say? Did you walk or did you run away? Where are you now? How have you been? Did you come alone or did you bring a friend? I need to know this, because I noticed you smiling. Out in that sun, you was having fun and feeling free. And I can tell that you know how hard this life can be. But please, spoken funk, keep on smiling.